A man was blessed by God with angels from heaven to serve him. Peace and mercy of God upon you, dear followers. Miracles and extraordinary events aren't limited to prophets and messengers. God has wonders and marvels in His creation, although we know only a few. Today's story is one narrated by the prophet, peace be upon him. A story happened with a man who was neither a companion, a prophet, nor a messenger. In this passage, we will tell you the story of a man who had a secret with God that made angels serve him and irrigate his farm on their own. To know the complete story, stay with us. Before we begin, don't forget to like the video to support us, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to receive updates on all our new content. The prophet, peace be upon him, narrates to us the story of this righteous man that took place a long time ago in a previous nation. One day, a righteous man was traveling in the desert. Suddenly, clouds gathered and thickened, and he heard a voice from the sky among the clouds saying, "Water the garden of so-and-so," mentioning his name. The man got startled when he heard that voice while being alone in the desert with no one around. He asked himself, "Who is with this voice, and who is it speaking to?" The man was greatly intrigued and amazed. He looked at the clouds and saw them moving rapidly, following a specific path. He decided to catch up to discover the secret behind that voice. He hastened to catch up with the clouds, eager to find out what would happen. Suddenly, the clouds stopped, the sky thundered, and heavy rain poured down, collecting in a large depression and beginning to flow in one direction. The righteous man followed the path of this water and suddenly looked ahead to find a green farm in the middle of the desert, flourishing with astonishing plants and fruits. He saw the water being poured onto this land and was amazed at how this lush farm could thrive in the midst of the desert. Then, he saw a man in front of that water directing it towards the crops and trees. The righteous man's curiosity grew, and he approached the man tending to the land. He greeted him and asked, "What's your name?" The man replied, "My name is so-and-so." The righteous man was astonished to hear the same name he heard among the clouds in the sky, commanding to water the garden of so-and-so. He realized that the owner of the voice was an angelic being commanding the clouds to water this man's garden. So, the owner of the garden asked the righteous man why he was inquiring about his name. The righteous man recounted to him what had happened and what he had heard in the clouds. He implored, "I beseech you by God, tell me about the secret that made the clouds water your farm in the midst of the desert." The owner of the farm said, "By God, it's an act that I keep between myself and my Lord. But since you witnessed what happened, I will tell you the secret of what you witnessed. God blessed me with this farm by His grace, and I used to cultivate it to sell its produce. One day, I decided to share it with God. I planted, watered, and worked on it throughout the year. When its fruits were harvested, I divided them into 3 parts. 1/3 for me and my children, 1/3 as charity to the needy on behalf of God, and 1/3 to invest back into the farm for the next year. Every year, my children and I take the same profit, which we distribute to the needy or donate. It was sufficient for me that God, in His grace, made the clouds come to me in the middle of the desert to water my crops. I looked at this flourishing garden as if it were in a rain-filled valley, all thanks to sharing with God, who never disappoints those who share with Him. Glory be to the one who rewards the righteous servant in ways unimaginable, and may the prophet of God, peace be upon him, be truthful." We hope you enjoyed this passage. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button to support us, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to receive updates on all our new content. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you.